So I started this piece with a sumi brush. I like to use sumi brushes because you can move pretty quick with the sumi brush. I also like some of the marks that they make. So especially if I'm doing something that's kind of brutal or might have a lot of texture, I'll start with a sumi brush. For the hand of this demon, I was looking at the hand of a gorilla, and I really liked the texture in the hand of the gorilla. I thought it looked very cool, so I was kind of using that as reference. Now this piece right here is based on a something my pastor said on a Sunday. He said that we've been redeemed from the hand of the enemy, and that got the creative juices flowing. And so I drew the thumbnail for this piece on a bulletin, a church bulletin, and decided that I would finish it off and make it something a little bit larger. And so the idea behind this piece is that there's somebody in the hand who's reaching out to God in prayer, and the angel is defending him and not letting the demon either close his hand and crush him or consume him. So right now I'm using a brush pen. Just doing some small line work on the face, kind of the blood and the spittle. I'm also going around and I'm kind of adding to some of the texture from the sumi brush. I don't like to stay in any one place for too long. I like to kind of bounce around the image. Usually if I find myself staying in any one place, adding just tons of unnecessary detail, that means that I've made some mistake and there's some drawing error that maybe I'm not registering in my mind yet, but that I'm aware of on like a subconscious level. So whenever I catch myself adding unnecessary detail, I kind of slow down and step back and say, okay, what's going on? Is there something wrong? That didn't happen with this piece, but it's just an observation that I've had. So I used a sumi brush. I'm using a brush pen, two different types of brush pen. The brush pen that I'm currently using right now on the blade, that's just a regular brush pen, non-refillable. On some of the face I was using a refillable brush pen because that one seems to get a better range of line weight. I was also using a little bit of whiteout, just regular whiteout pen that you can find at like a Staples. And continuing to just kind of bounce around the piece. One of the things with this piece is I ended up saving what I would think is the most difficult for last. The angel's wings, and even the little guy praying on the hand. I wanted to start with something that I felt very confident about, which was the demon and the demon's hand. Since those were large, I could add some cool detail to them, and I hadn't quite figured out all of the armor. So starting with the demon and starting with the demon's hand kind of helped give me some time to figure out what I was doing. So I guess I stepped out of the room or something. That's why you're not seeing this drawing progressing. Probably should have turned off the camera, but c'est la vie. I'll be back at it before too long, we'll see. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was grabbing a toothbrush. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I wanted to spritz some stuff on the face and also put a few thumbprints on there or something. I'm just outlining some of the armor. I knew that I wanted the light source to be the actual sword, the flaming sword. But I hadn't quite figured out how I was going to do the armor. There's a little bit of information that I drew out there, but not enough to like go in and fully ink it. So by outlining it, kind of gave me a moment or two to kind of figure out how I was going to tackle this. So I'm starting to tackle the dark shadow shapes on the armor. Trying to make sure that they're readable. Now this drawing is relatively small, and I wanted the guy that was praying in the hand. I wanted him to be the smallest one in the piece, and he's definitely what they're fighting about, but he's not necessarily the focus. The focus is the standoff between this large aggressive demon and this angel that is not letting him close to this praying boy. Now with this boy right here, I use the dark of the thumb in the background to kind of pop out that figure. But you'll see that, especially with this drawing, it was a pretty rough, loose drawing, and every once in a while I'd pick up my pencil and I'd start to kind of hammer out some details. Because I had a clear vision of what I wanted, but hadn't quite put everything down. And I like to have some discovery on the paper. I don't like it when I know where every single line goes. And there's the final.